we freed up several $100,000 from our emergency fund for cash assistance. We want to get some cash to these families so they can eat and have a little bit of clothing and a little bit of whatever they need to survive in the upcoming weeks.
2 towns are nearly wiped off the map after this week's wildfires. Coming up, the pledge from state leaders to help the people of Malden and Pine City.
It's horrific. It's like a bomb went off here, and it's very surreal.
Communities across our area continue to share stories about their daily struggles. We'll tell you how you can help people like Heidi here, who lost everything in the wildfire.
And we're taking a look at air quality today. Your 7-day forecast shows a lot of haze and some sunshine. We're talking about how your weekend could be impacted by that coming up.
Some fans are rushing to cancel their subscription to Netflix. This morning, the new movie sparking outrage here in the U.S. 7:01 now. We do begin this morning with breaking news. This morning, the Colfax area is experiencing a 911 outage. Now, if you live in or around the Colfax area and you're unable to call 911 from a landline, you were asked to call Whitcom at 509-332-2521.
Today marks 19 years since the September 11th terror attacks on the United States. This morning we are taking live looks all morning long from the Pentagon, and other spots across the country as moments of silence continue to mark the moments that planes crashed into buildings and other locations across the country 19 years ago. This year, as part of the ceremony, there will be a recording of all names of victims being played at each memorial instead of being out loud. And of course, this morning we want to also ask you to share with us some of the memories that you have from that date 19 years ago. You can text us at 509-448-2000. We will continue to share some of those reactions with you here on Up with KREM. Of course, this morning we're going to take a look in Pennsylvania as we go there live right now, joining in on the ceremony as we get closer to the moment of silence. We're going to take a listen.
Wanda Anita Green. Donald Freeman Green. Linda Gronland.
Happening all across the country this morning, a very different sort of way of commemorating this day, Jen, but still very powerful nonetheless.
Yeah, and we are standing by for a moment of silence for the United Airlines Flight 93, the moment it crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Of course, we have observed moments of silence earlier today as well for American Airlines Flight 11, United Airlines Flight 175, and American Airlines Flight 77. Of course, the memorials will continue this morning. Of course, we'll be tracking that here on Up with KREM.
All right, as we take another look locally this morning, we're going to take a look outside at the so-called supermassive smoke plume that is slowly making its way across Washington. You look outside right now and see that haze creeping its way through the sky, as it has been all week long. We look now at our air quality this week. Spokane currently in the moderate range. Is in Omak, it is in the unhealthy range. Parts of Oregon are listed as being very unhealthy, even some in the hazardous range. Experts say that our air quality is expected to diminish as we head into the weekend. Let's check in with Dana Marie McNichol, who joins us now outside to give us our Friday morning forecast. Dana Marie?
Okay, good morning, Joshua. I just want to let you know that there was a baby deer in the weather center when I came out, and they were hanging out with me over here, and they just ran off. I wish I could show you them. They were so sweet. But yeah, happy Friday. It's a beautiful day. I'm just seeing the sunrise come up over the horizon. It's going to be a warm one. Take a look at this. Your Friday, 90-degree temperatures. Your Saturday as well. And then as we move later on into the week, we're going to see a little bit of rain. But mostly you see that's haze on the horizon because our air quality is in the moderate range right now. We're seeing the winds shift, and that means that the smoke that's over the Cascades and Oregon right now that's really unhealthy, that's going to be moving and settling in our area. So we're going to take a look at how that's going to impact your weekend and how to plan for that really coming up. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Dana Marie, thank you so much. 7:05 now. Well, this morning, state leaders are vowing to help the people of Malden. Yesterday, Governor Jay Inslee toured what remains of the city. He met with local leaders, including the mayor and local sheriff. Now, they discussed what will be needed first to help rebuild, things like food, shelter, and communications. But they also explained how the state can help with what will come next.
We freed up several $100,000 from our emergency fund for cash assistance. We want to get some cash to these families so they can eat and have a little bit of clothing and a little bit of whatever they need to survive in the upcoming weeks.
Yesterday, Governor Inslee also issued a proclamation, as you heard there, to help families impacted by wildfires. It is a one-time cash distribution through DSHS to help with immediate needs. And this morning, Malden residents are being let back into town to see what remains of their homes. Many are coming back to find nothing.
I lost a lot of my grandmother's stuff. And her saddle my grandfather made for her was really special to me. Other stuff can be replaced, but I didn't get any of my son's baby pictures or anything.
Now, yesterday, this single mother of two saw what remains of her home for the first time since the fire. But we do want to let folks know there is help available. Nicole Hernandez is joining us live now. She tells us how the Red Cross and other organizations are coming together to help wildfire victims. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, that's right, Jen. So it's people like Heidi that have inspired local communities, businesses, and agencies to really band together to help these people in these communities get through this hard time. But for people just like us who maybe are sitting at home wondering what they can do to help, there is a lot for us to do as well. So right now, the American Red Cross is helping people get shelter for the people who have been displaced from these fires here in Spokane and near Wenatchee. They're trying to make as little traditional shelters as possible because of COVID-19. So they're putting people up at hotels while helping food and assistance. Here's a list of donations that the towns near Rosalia still need, though. Underclothes for women, children, and toddlers. There's no running water out there, so people can't do their laundry right now. People can also help by donating tote bags for those that are going to have to live out of their suitcases because they'll need something to keep important documents in. Also, some easy toys for kids like coloring books, crayons, markers, and activity books. And since everybody's trying to sort through their burnt remains of their homes, work gloves and garbage bags will also help. You can donate all these items online at redcross.org, or you can stop by one of these STCU locations that we're at now or other ones across the city to drop off, and you just have to say that you're dropping off for the Help to Northwest campaign so that you know that your donations are going to help out these families. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Thank you very much, Nicole. 7:09 now on your Friday. More than 500,000 acres have burned in Washington just this week alone. As this morning we continue to track the latest on several wildfires throughout our area. The map that we're going to show you right now shows where all of the latest wildfires are right now. We're also going to give you the latest updates right now on some of the biggest fires, starting with the Cold Springs and Pearl Hill fires. Those are the two largest fires burning right now throughout the Okanagan region. Combined, the two have burned more than 350,000 acres. That is larger than 5.6 million tennis courts combined. The Cold Springs fire is 25% contained. The Pearl Hill fire is 10% contained. Level 3 evacuations are still in place in Douglas, Chelan, and Okanagan counties. We have some progress to report in the fight to contain the Whitney fire, which is burning in Lincoln County between Davenport, Creston, and Odessa. It's currently 122,000 acres in size, and it's now 20% contained, 50% lined, and level 3 evacuations do remain in place for the entire Hawk Creek Ranch Road. Level 3 means leave now. A campground for evacuees has been set up at the Lincoln County Fairgrounds, and at least 4 homes have burned down as the National Guard is sending a crew planning to arrive to help on Saturday. 3 fires have combined now to form the Inchelium Complex fire. That includes the former Inchelium Highway fire, the Fry fire, and the Kiowa Field fire. And this new complex fire is nearly 15,000 acres. As of right now, it is 25% contained. Meanwhile, the situation in Oregon is not much better. Several communities have been destroyed, and roughly 10% of the state's population has been forced from their homes. Take a look at this photo showing entire blocks in the community of Phoenix in southern Oregon that were leveled with absolutely nothing left. At least 500,000 Oregon residents have been evacuated so far.
If you are advised to evacuate, please do so immediately. You may not get a second chance.
Nearly 1 million acres have burned in Oregon, according to Oregon Governor Kate Brown. And for more information on specific fires, including the information about evacuation orders and emergency shelters, all you have to do is text wildfire to 509-448-2000, and we'll send the link right to your phone. Coming up this morning, a highly contested and contended art project has been changed. Some might say for the better. We'll tell you all about it coming up next.
And this morning, we are asking you at home where you were for September 11th. Many of you remember the exact moments you learned of the news. Of course, we want to hear from you this morning. You can text us at 509-448-2000. We'll be right back.